Good morning, everyone. So good to see everybody in this unusual format we have this morning. But it's a great morning to be here. I tell you, we've got a lot of things going on in the service today, so I'm glad you're here, and I'm sure more people will join us in time. And always good to have everybody here with us today. I'm Reverend Jay. I'm the spiritual director here, and love this community, and the love that was here last night in the dinner is still here, so good to have everybody here. We're going to start with some music with Calvin, so let's welcome Calvin.
Yay, Calvin.
Good morning, everyone. Normally we would start a song where everyone would sing along, but I wanted to sing this song for you. It's pretty easy to learn. If you want to sing, please do so. I dreamed of rain. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of summer, and the winds changed, and the green was easy, and the rivers ran clear. I dreamed of summer, and the winds changed, and peace spread over the land. Middle part. And the flowers bloomed in the desert, and the air is fresh and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and the way was easy, and the path was clear. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. And the guardian stars are shining, and the night bright and clear. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of heaven, and the earth sang, and the sound was easy, and the song was clear. I dreamed of heaven, and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And the ancient pain is forgotten, and the Father's debts are clear. I dreamed of heaven, and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And the ancient pain is forgotten, and the Father's debts are clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came.
So Calvin, you said that song was really important for you today. Why was that an important song for you today?
Sometimes I think there is nothing I can do.
Right.
And then I dream.
Mm-hmm.
I dream of something the way I want to be. I was told long ago I can make my dreams whatever I want them. So when I have a nightmare, I go back into my dream and I shoot the bad guy. It means that I actually am the author of my fate.
Yes.
And that's what this song represents to me.
Yeah,
I dreamed of rain, and the rain shows up.
that's right. And peace came over
And
the
peace came over the land. That's me. I did that.
land. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Calvin. Let's give him another round of applause. So we have a couple things going on in the center these days, and it's a lot of movement. And I just want to kind of begin with our vision and mission, though. So if we look up on our screen, we welcome those people online as well who can look on your screen and read with me. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. A glorious affirmation for us today. And those of you who were here last night with the dinner, it was a wonderful time. It was somewhere in here. There it is. Pictures of last night. We had a full room and lots of good food, and it was great to have. And we want to continue that energy we had last night, energy of love and abundance. And to do things that support this community and the greater community as well. So one thing we're doing is starting next week, we're doing a coat and glove drive. If you have any coats, like coats that are gently used that you're not using anymore that you would like to pass on, we would appreciate it. Or also new gloves would be great or in good shape. But also there's concerns with food insecurity greater than usual because of the government shutdown. So we're also doing extra food drives during this month and next month. We encourage you to either bring donations filled out to the food bank or to bring food and so that we can take those down to the food bank. We're doing what we can to help out, and we'd appreciate you if you have an abundance to be able to do that. I know for some people there's not that abundance right now for the same reasons, and so if you need assistance, let me know too, and we can help you in ways we can. So one thing we talked about last night in the dinner, and there were some gifts we gave out for people's engagement in this community, gratitude of volunteering and gratitude of donations made over time, just in your participation in services and gatherings and celebrations. And what we gave was a little gift that had a coin in it, a little emblem in it, as well as a gratitude note in there. But this symbol is the one, the little medallion we gave out last night. And if you didn't get one last night, there's some out on the lobby. Please take one, because that's what they're for. And it's just a reminder of what this community is and how it serves here, as well as it serves the world. So this borrows from the Buddhist tradition as well as the Celtic tradition, that this triangle you see up here is the triangle, the three aspects of our community, which is the divine nature, and we find our divine nature through contemplation, meditation, prayer. And Buddha call it Buddha nature, but they don't really worship Buddha, so it's the same thing. And also in the lower left-hand corner is the ancient wisdom that we teach here, that you find by learning and listening, but you also do that on your own. You read books, you listen to other people podcast or whatever, YouTube videos or here, and you're seeking this. And also the community, which you find here is engaged community. So with that in mind, with the engaged community part, I'd like to engage you guys a little bit. So you're at tables right now. So I'd like you to turn inward in your table, or if you need to move chairs a little bit to find a group of 3 or 4, and that you can just share, introduce yourself, and things you're grateful for right now. Let's just take a few minutes to do that. That's easy. Yeah, Monica, you can join wherever you want to there. Here, Linda, I'll join you here. Except I'm on, can you mute my mic, please? Thank your friends around you, and let's bring it back to the center here. So let's just call out. Let's call out things we're grateful for. Just shout it out, and I'll repeat it for people online as well. Family. This community. Family, health, friends.
My cat Milky.
Your cat Milky. Candied apples. Okay. Anybody over here? Community. Beautiful weather. New friends you're just meeting? Music. All right. And Calvin. So it's always such a blessing to count our gratitudes, our blessings that we have. And one thing that we find in this, particularly with contemplation, really in all of these areas, is the idea that the interpretation of the word curse is really just an unveiled good. So if a blessing is a good, a curse is just unveiling that, revealing that which is the good in that which seems unfortunate at the time. And I think that's what the nature of ancient wisdom is about. It's what's the nature of the divine within us, and it's the nature of community to support people. I just had a great conversation with Linda about something, but that she feels blessed right now. Things that have shifted in her life because of prayer and community. So I think, how many of you would say that you feel blessed right now because of this community? Yeah, so thank you. So I wanted to let you know that we are continuing to move. One thing I wanted to mention, that people come to this community one of three ways generally, and they're not necessarily equal in all ways, but as far as numbers, they're all equal in seeking. But people often come here seeking healing and comfort. Something has happened in their lives, a proverbial train wreck, something shifted in their lives, and they're just looking for answers, understanding, insight, and comfort. Or in the yellow, they're seeking community, seeking some way. And in the blue, they've been part of. They've read a lot of things, seen things on YouTube or wherever, and suddenly they found a place that has these similar wisdom teachings, so they come for that. What's interesting about this part about community is whichever one they come for, there is, in this kind of a Venn diagram, or sometimes as I call it a Zen diagram, that there's intersections. So if you seek community, you find healing and comfort and wisdom. If you're seeking healing and comfort, you find community and wisdom. If you're seeking wisdom, you find healing and comfort and community. So there is that. And in the middle is this heart of understanding and spirit. So, also let you know that this community is moving and shaking a little bit right now, that in a good ways. We are starting a new visioning team. Our home office has hired a business consultations for us, so that's adding to the churning of the gears. And also we're building a strategic plan based on community engagement, our financial sustainability, and marketing. So that's part of these things are moving around, so that in 2006 we're real excited about new things. And also we're starting new things at the end of the year. Usually we wait at the beginning of the year. But one is we have a new Sunday children's program that Dawn is going to be leading us. Dawn Pickney, if you know her, one of our practitioners. And she has a young child, Eamon, who has become a little too vocal for her comfort. I don't care, but she, so she's going to become the youth teacher back there and bring Eamon, and all kids are invited to come, and we're excited about that. That's going to start this coming Sunday. We're calling it a kids club for spiritual connection with art, stories, and games. It goes on during our Sunday celebration here, and it's a deeper connection for children and for parents who can come here too. So, yeah. And then we're also online, folks. Thank you for being with us today. We're starting a new program for you as well. I have a new practitioner who's an online practitioner who We call them outreach because they don't live here in Napa. They live in a different community. And what they're wanting to do is start discussion groups after the service, after our gathering, online on Zoom, so you can discuss things about that. And also there's optional prayer if you want to stay on the Zoom for prayer. His name is Rob Ward, a practitioner, and he'll be glad to take turns. There's ways with Zoom rooms, you could do one-on-one prayer with people just like we have practitioners here do. So we're excited about him being willing to do that. He's a ministerial student as well, which if you don't know, I'm the dean of a regional ministerial school. So I have some pull with students, kind of just a heavy invitation. So we're excited about that. So a couple things for your online people. So next week will be the first week we're doing this. So we'll put in a Zoom link that you can join afterwards. So I hope that you're interested in doing that. Even just come check it out, see what it's like. And also here in the community, we'd like to start some of these online discussion kind of things after the service. So I'm going to start today. I'm going to be out in the among the benches in the back. It's a nice day today. Bring food and coffee over, and we'll just chat about anything about the service you want to talk about or life as a whole. We're going to do that today. We won't be able to do that every Sunday, but today's a good day to do that. Sometimes there's meetings or something, but we're going to try and do that. And also to do with all these goals and things going on, we need to fund it at some level, and the more funding we have, the greater work we can do in the world. So if you are interested in doing a card of intent, which lets us know how much you're going to be giving in 2026 so that we can budget that. Now, it's not a requirement. You can still give as you want to, weekly or monthly or online, whatever you want to. And if you're new, we don't expect anything at all. And as part of this community, we want to continue to find ways to do more work out into the world. We've seen many examples of the law of circulation that we talk a lot about here, and as you give, it comes back to you in unknown ways, but in good and positive ways, so we know that. And then a couple days coming up, save the date for December 6th. We're doing the annual sanctuary holiday decorating, where we make the fall go away and the Christmas come in, so to speak. And then on Thursday the 18th, we're having a winter solstice celebration and ritual. We'll have to do that inside because it's got to be winter, but we always do some fun things inside. And then on the 23rd is our annual candle lighting service that is created and by the practitioners. So it's fun to always be part of that, as we do personal candle lighting as well in that. Know that prayer is an important part of what we do here. Our practitioners are always interested and willing and consider it part of their love of serving to pray for you. After the service, the practitioners will be up here for personal one-on-one prayers if you so want. And there's also prayer requests in the lobby and online if you have the request. Then weekly we pray, well actually daily, but weekly we gather for prayers, and then daily we hold those prayers. So now we'll start with some more music as we go into our sacred time of our service.
Divinity defined, I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. Let's do that again. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. 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 I am light.
It's always so wonderful to have Calvin in the house and to help us remember that we are light. I just think some deep breaths and some little contemplation of being light, being the God inside. I just have a short reflection of the last week of my life, spent mostly in bed. And it's like knowing that every day that I woke up, I was grateful for being alive and for being better, a little bit better, for more healing, for more light coming through. And I just felt like I'm really blessed to be able to stay in bed all week, you know. Who had that when I was a nurse? You couldn't stay in bed all week. You had to go work. But I really felt blessed. And one of the people that I was involved with when I wasn't here for a while was Joan Beach. And she has this thing that says, looking for evidence of answered prayer keeps me focused on gratitude and happy expectation. And I think that's the way that I try to stay in gratitude all day and every day. And it's like, even when I go to Trader Joe's, I try to remember that each person is a blessing, and each car is a blessing. And I will find the right parking place just for me. So I do that every week with a friend of mine, and we go to Pete's every week, and it's like, okay, we're going to pray for the right parking spot. So, and so that's how I come to live in gratitude, is appreciating all the little prayers that come answered. Every little thing that happens is a prayer answered, and I just give gratitude for that, and I give thanks, especially for all of you. So it is.
Reverend Joe, so grateful that you gave the message to me about the first song. This song, I really believe, is Source's answer to me. Especially when I'm in the midst of a blessing and I don't know what that is. You ever had that experience? You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you have been broken, your innocence stolen, I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. I will never stop marching to reach you in the middle of the hardest fight. It's true, I will rescue you. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear you whisper, you have nothing left. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. I will never stop marching to reach you in the middle of the hardest fight. It's true, I will rescue you. Oh, I will rescue you.
Thank you, Calvin. It's interesting because I know you share our beliefs in that God is within us and reveals in us. And yet when I have a moment of doubt or a moment of how am I going to do this, I seek that God that comes from into me and always there, sending an army. I don't know if I see the army, but I feel it. I feel it. So thank you. Thank you. So we're continuing to talk about this idea of the art of gratitude, and I so love this topic. I also love this graphic that Shauna Marshall created because it reminds me that gratitude is not, I mean, you hear it all the time about modern psychology and religions talk about it, but it's an ancient practice. And I just love these, I don't know if they're almost grandmother hands that are holding the heart, reminding me that it is this beautiful way of life. And I always wonder, is it something that we activate when we receive something, or does it become a practice in our lives? And I know there's different times it's both for me. That there's I don't know if you know who Corrie ten Boom is. She's a Dutch, during World War II, helped over 800 Jews find safety. And She was just a devout Christian who risked her life to be able to do that. After 4 years of saving all these Jews, she was discovered and put into a concentration camp. So obviously prayer was part of her life, not only while she was in this, in her little watchmaking shop, her and her sister, rescuing these Jews and getting them to safe places, almost like Harriet Tubman did with the Underground Railroad for slaves. You know, very, very similar, very similar. And the consequences were death often too. So, but I love her phrase about, is prayer your steering wheel or your spare wheel? Which implies, you know, do you pull it out when you need it, or is it a regular practice for you? And I admit, I'll tell you, I some days it's a regular practice. Some days I wait, you know, it's a spare wheel, spare tire. And so we move back and forth. But when I do pull out the spare tire, when it's necessary, then I am also reminded that it needs to be a regular part of my life, because when I am prayed up, things go a lot smoother. I respond to things quicker and easier, and quicker to jump to spirit when I'm prayed up, so to speak. And the same is true about gratitude. Is it a perspective or a response? When I am gratitude up, just like prayed up, then I am quicker to look for the good that's in a situation that doesn't initially feel that way. And also, when it is a response, it reminds me of how important this art of gratitude is. This practice. And we call it an art because it's like prayer meditation, where we practice it, right? We practice it and try different things that work. We might journal. We might write down a list of things we're grateful for. We might look for people to thank during the day, mindful of our body and each different part of us, each aspect of our health that we're grateful for. And this, as we practice it more, it becomes more connected, more easier to find. And like I said, we can wait for the response. We can wait till we find something to be grateful for, or we find something that we're not grateful for, and we realize that gratitude is going to help us shift that in that way. Now, I know there are many accounts of people who are faced with serious situations, and gratitude has brought them to recognize creative solution and physical healing. And it becomes second nature, or perhaps even our first nature. What I know about the universe, spirit, Yahweh, divine intelligence, whatever you want to call it, that it responds to questions. Questions like, you know, Spirit, I don't know the way. Can you show me the way? Or how would love look in this situation or in this relationship? And asking Spirit to open up in us. Now, the truth is that Spirit's not necessarily looking for an invitation, but it's our heart perhaps that opens to hear what we're seeking. But it also, the specific questions we're asking is important. Gratitude is another thing that opens us up. It opens up our heart. And the universe fills in this open heart we have. Reveals more to be grateful for. It's like an avalanche or something. Once you get a couple things, you know, start writing your list of gratitude, suddenly there's, 2 turns into 30, turns into 50 things to be grateful for. If you remember, I've talked about studies on prayer that have been done. Some people consider them inconsistent about the results of long-term studies on prayer. And the one thing that some people, skeptics, find about prayer, that they question the effectiveness of prayer, the response of prayer, is that people that don't think there are people that are not being prayed for in this study of double-blind studies, but they're told they're being prayed for, things shift in their lives. As do people that are receiving prayer and think they're being prayed for. Yet some people who are being prayed for but think they're not being prayed for, things don't shift in the same ways. And they think, oh, that's because it's just all mental. I don't think it's all mental. I think it's heart. I think the reasons prayers work for people is when we open our hearts. It's not about me necessarily praying for you. It's about you opening your heart. I will hold this prayer for you. And the people that are prayed for and think they're being prayed for has the highest shift. And so I think that's the best. So when you put in a prayer request, we're going to be praying for you. Trust that. Know that. Some people even go, particularly if it's at a particular time they want a prayer for, they could say, I felt your prayers. They had that sense. So the same is true for gratitude. If gratitude only brought you a good feeling, an endorphin hit, so to speak, maybe that would be enough. But it does more. It opens the heart, opens us to a greater revelation of healing, of wholeness, of deep connection. That healing happens on our cellular body, in the cells. And it's just not mental. It is actually cellular changes that have happened. So let's kind of walk through this a little bit more. So first of all, this idea that healing benefits the body, mind, heart, and soul. So a growing amount of research, scientific research supporting the healing power of gratitude. Individuals who regularly practice gratitude experience lower levels of stress and depression, improved sleep quality, enhanced immune function, and that it's measured in neuroscience as well as surveys that people have done when they've been doing gratitude, but there's also double-blind things when people aren't doing them, not doing those gratitude things, that they don't receive the same kind of sense of shifts in their lives. Robert Emmons is a professor at University of California, Davis, and he's done a number of these studies. And it really is powerful that it affects the mind, heart, body, and soul. So for the mind, positive thoughts and emotion, and enhanced mood and well-being. And like I said, if that's all you received out of gratitude, that'd probably be enough. But there's more. There's also of the heart, of the feeling, more empathy, less judgment, stronger and more meaningful relationships. Of the body, a stronger immune system, less pain, increased vitality and healing because it shifts at the cellular level, bringing you more energy, more immune. I mean, immune is your cells. It's not your heart or your mind. If it can be measured, it's amazing it can do that. But a lot of these studies don't go to the fourth level, which I want to spend more time on, being the word spiritual center, but it's the changes in the soul. And gratitude brings us to a contemplative place. And we're in this contemplative place, we have this open mind and heart. And in the open mind and heart, we're more receptive to intuition, guidance, and healing within the body. And healing, within the heart too, led to seek deeper levels of forgiveness, deeper levels of a connection with other people, a soul connection, soul-to-soul connection, a deeper level with spirit because our hearts are open and in this way. And most religions talk about an inner peace and an emotional healing that can be brought about through gratitude. But just because the information is out there doesn't mean we always follow it. This week it was busier than usual week. And I had promised Susan. Is Susan in here? Where'd you go? There you are. You were hiding. So Susan Fransky asked me, I have a pickup, and she had a friend of hers who had passed away. Their estate gave a lot of money to go buy food for the food bank because it was low in supplies. And so she said she had a lot of food and would I come pick it up? And I promised her I would do that. But to tell you the truth, the day was just a lot of things to do, and it was just one more thing to do on my task list on that particular day. But when I got over there, Susan and her husband Randy and another friend of theirs, they were just overjoyful. They were so grateful. They had bags and bags of food, so we began loading up my pickup. Literally filled up the pickup. And so I couldn't help. Their joy and gratitude was contagious. The love and action was. So I too became grateful. And when I left, I drove out of their back alley there, that I filled up I felt like Santa on a sleigh with anticipated, mirth, gonna go deliver this food. And I got to the food bank, and this man named James, who was helping me unload it, we were talking and stuff like this, and he got his forklift out and pulled it out. I mean, it was like serious stuff. Weighed it all, 632 pounds of food. So, thank you, Susan. And I don't know why I just don't do it. I mean, it made the rest of my day lighter. Why didn't I start that way? Oh, why you ask yourself that? I'm really going to keep asking myself that. Also, what's interesting is I asked James, because I was concerned about food and security in the valley. I said, are you guys low on food? And he goes, actually, no, because people have stepped up. Because they're concerned with the government shutdowns, people have been giving donations of food and money, and he said, we have not gone short yet. We've been able to feed. So that's another thing of plug. And so we're wanting to do our part to keep that up. That's why we're asking you to we usually do the food drive every other month, to continue to bring monetary or food donations. We'll take all of it. So that would be great to do that. In fact, while I was there talking to James, some woman, just random woman, came up and gave him an envelope with a check in it. And he said, is she with you? And I said, no, I don't know who she is, But I think more people are doing that. So thank you so much for doing that. And that's the way this works, that we're just open to more things. And I think we want to, there's the food that it was all, so 632 pounds there. So I think we seek unconditional gratitude. Like unconditional love, you're more familiar with that term. What about unconditional gratitude? Not conditioned on your conditions. Right? Unconditional. I want to introduce you to somebody named Christina Costa. She had a TED Talk that I was listening to this week. She was a middle school teacher, a science teacher, and she taught her students to kiss their brain. And she got this idea from a kindergarten student, a friend who was a kindergarten teacher, and she literally kissed her brain. And after her middle school kids, they would do tasks of different work they were doing, and she goes, okay, kiss your brain worked good, thank your brain for doing it. Well, she moved up and got her PhD and started teaching in college and high school, older kids in high school, and she thought, oh, that's kind of dumb. They're not gonna get into that kind of thing. But then as she continued in this career as a college professor, she started getting serious migraine headaches, debilitating ones, and blurry vision. She went to the doctor and found out that she has a brain tumor. First operation and they found it was malignant. So they began radiation. But before that operation the first time, guess what she did? She remembered to kiss the brain. And she started that process before any radiation, before anything else. She continued to do that. And feeling gratitude, accepting. The gratitude also is great about allowing us to accept what is. What is. And then she could move on from there. And here's a picture of her on the right-hand side as a patient, and on the left side, 5 years later, cancer-free. Yeah. And here's a little clip of her talking about it.
I also don't want to suggest that it's by any means easy to find ways to be grateful in in dealing with adversity. This has been the hardest thing that I've ever had to do. But I do want to empower those that feel like me, that there's another way to go through whatever your journey may be, that loving your body doesn't have to be conditional, and that by practicing gratitude, we can actually wire our brains to help us build resilience. And lastly, I hope everyone, no matter where you are or what you are doing, can take a second to kiss your own brain and thank it for all that it does for you.
All right, let's do that. You ready? And that kissing works too. That's good too. I was talking. I hope I do. Yeah, I can. I was gotten to use your name, but you're right here. So I'm going to talk about Veronica for a moment. If you don't know Veronica, you should meet her. She's a wonderful person. Becoming more involved in our community, which I love. A number of years ago, she had a serious brain injury, and her doctor, kind of as an outpatient, when she was leaving the hospital, said, "You're functioning at about a second grade level, and you will probably be that way the rest of your life." Or they said, "You will be that way the rest of your life." So she began a gratitude practice, accepting what is, accepting that's her level, but continuing that. And now you're at, you had said 90%. I think you're at 100%, quite frankly, but. So this is not, we don't have to believe stories of somebody else we don't know. We can find stories in here and other kinds of miracles in our lives that are based in gratitude. It happens, and it's real. And the final thing I want to say today is that a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. You've heard of the law of attraction. A grateful heart attracts things. So I want to tell you another story about Corrie ten Boom. So I mentioned that she was caught for helping Jews during World War II. She was in the Netherlands and German occupation of the Netherlands. So when they found out she was doing that, they put her in a concentration camp. And she was in a particular house where it was a dorm or whatever you want to call it, as part of this concentration camp that was all women, but it was very crowded, and they were having, they had lots of fleas in there, if you can imagine. If it wasn't already bad enough, they had all these fleas. And her sister, her name is Betsy, they were praying one day, and Betsy said, thank you, God, for the fleas. And then Corrie interrupted her. Betsy, there's no way even God can make us grateful for these fleas. But they had a group of women that were interested in getting closer. They had a Bible, and they began to read the Bible. And you know that I don't consider the Bible a literal document, but there's inspiration I find in it often. And so they would read this, and they were wondering why the officers, because the officers were German Nazi officers, were everywhere, why they weren't coming into their dorm. And what they found, what they knew is if they were coming in, the Bible would be taken away, and they would not be allowed to congregate because the Germans were afraid of people combining, just like the slave owners during our own U.S. history didn't let the slaves organize into religious groups for the same reason. They didn't want them to find hope in that way. And so, and they kept wondering, but when they didn't come in, they just became bolder and bolder in their gathering and praying together and talking together and sharing together and feeling hope together. And at one point, they had a problem in their dorm, in their building, and they asked an officer to come in to help them, and he goes, "Oh, we don't go in there. There's too many fleas." How about that? So the blessing, or fleas a blessing or a curse? I'm not sure about that still, but in this case, it was, and this continues. We don't know why things are certain ways, but we begin with the gratitude of acceptance. We begin with the gratitude of opening to Spirit. And in that opening healing, we attract that healing. We are inspired for healing. We're reminded of the importance of this gratitude, and we flow into this and we develop this art of a grateful heart. And for this, I'm grateful for. Let us go to prayer. Just in breathing in, I know how good life is. And it's good because it is sourced in the divine that I'm so grateful for, so aware of in this moment. Grateful for this community, grateful for Spirit moving through each of our lives and through this community. We know it is happening right now and always. As we open our hearts in gratitude, Spirit is flowing in, reminding us, healing us, guiding us, deepening our relationship and our relationships. And we're so grateful for that today. We declare it to be so, and together we say, and so it is. Amen.
Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table. Loving kindnesses to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God, for one good day.
Yeah. It's a beautiful song. And one good day today, and tomorrow, one good day. Yeah, right. Thank you. This time in our service, we invite you to be part of the law of circulation. We know that Dale's coming up. She's got something for some information for us. What we know is that which you give of the heart and soul comes back to you in many ways. I know she's usually not this close, right? No. So let me give you a microphone so people can hear you. We have many ways to give that are up on here, is the online, and they're just for your information. But then Dale's going to tell you about today.
Well, our ushers today are going to start little baskets up one side of your table, and then if you'll put it to the other side and send it back, and we'll be very happy to accept your donations.
What we know is that which you give comes back to you, and whether you give online or in other ways, or you're giving today, what we ask you is to put your hand over your heart representing the gift, or even if today is just a blessing that you offer us. Read this affirmation with us. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my loving God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my loving God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods and forest glades I wander and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur and see the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my loving God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We also like to acknowledge anybody who might be here for the first time. We have some packets for you. We might have to pass those up the aisle too. But just to give you more information about us, and if you have any questions, we'll be around after the service. We also, because we had this dinner here last night, we have really wonderful, wonderful snacks. Is that right? Above, wait, I should say, if you're first time, we always have this much food out there. No, but please join us for coffee and food. And then the practitioners will be here for prayers afterwards. But we have a wonderful community. I don't mean that as a source of pride, but as a source of truth. So if you are first time, please raise your hand. We'll be glad to give you a packet of information. Anybody here for the first time? So good to have you here. And we have a affirmation here for our new people. Also, anybody online is new, welcome as well. And we raise our hands and we say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. So, a good gratitude today. So if our practitioners could come forward, please. They are here for prayer after the service. Just if you are so interested, just keep your seat, or you can mingle around a little bit, but stay in the sanctuary and they'll come to you because it's easier with our configuration today. We'll be back to normal seats next week, but they'll be glad to pray with you on that. And then also we want to bless our children. So if we have children here, you can come on up to stage. You want to come up? Nope. We got a no there. That's okay. How are you doing today? Could you hand me the microphone, please? Could you let us know what you're grateful for today?
I'm grateful for this beautiful day and this happy, beautiful moment.
Thank you. So we're gonna bless you too. We're gonna raise our hands. We're gonna repeat the affirmation on the screen, and we say, "We love you. We care about you, and we're here for you." Let's all stand for the congregational. You can stay up here or go back with your mom, either one. Let's all stand for the congregational affirmation. Repeat after me. It's hard to get up. Sorry, I'll give you a minute. At least you got a table to lean on, right? Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am guided by Spirit.
I am guided by Spirit.
I am loved by wisdom.
I am loved by wisdom.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I am so grateful.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And our final song, Stand.
Let there be joy.
I am a stand for joy.
Let there be. Sing what is on the screen. Let there be joy. I make a stand for love. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I make a stand for peace. Let there be joy. I make a stand for love. Make there be joy. I make a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. One more time. Let there be love. I make a stand for peace. Let there be love. I make a stand for love. Let there be peace. I make a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. All right.
So let's go make a new world now. And
revolving tide, creating life. You are the one, I am the one. Evolving mind, healing life.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am happy. I am happy.